Alright, let's look at some recent hands. Raise call. We've already looked at some raise call. Raise, raise, raise. Are you serious? Are you serious? That's hilarious. You should get R. You should get a prize for that, right? You pulled off the quadruple raise. You should, like, a bell should play on your site when you do that. That's I can't believe that. I can't believe the last time I did that. That's hilarious. Let's look at this hand. Awesome. Okay. Thank you. We will we'll talk about that next. But first we're gonna enjoy this one. Here we go. You ready for this? Okay, we got a fish. What do? We raise! Yeah, that's my guess too. You're giving it away! So we get donked into, and now you know. I mean, here you've got a pair and a flush draw, so it's an easy raise. But if you've got 10-8 of red here, then I want you to raise. Okay, my point is that you can raise any two cards when they make these less than half pot donk bets. Okay, now what does this guy do? He donk calls. So we didn't talk about this. This is actually, you know, we can discuss some strategy besides just enjoying the fact that you pulled the quadruple street raise. Okay, so he min donks again, just like Chica called, and you raise again with your massive equity, and this is fine. So let's say that you raise the flop and he calls and you have 10-8, and let's say that he does this min donk into you again on the turn here. If he does that, I want you to just call. Okay, and this is why. Because he's betting 15 cents into $1.35. You don't want to raise again because he could have a king. Once he min donks and calls, you know, the reason we raise the donks on the flop is because you have a shit ton of fold equity. Okay, I still don't know if I can curse on these things. I'm gonna do it until someone comes after me and says I need to stop. So if you raise the flop, you do it because they fold a lot. If they don't fold, then you need to be concerned. Now in this case, if you had 10-8 of hearts, then he might have clubs. You know, you don't have any clubs. It's a little more likely that this guy's got clubs. And if he's got clubs and you raise the turn, he's probably calling again. And if he's got a king, he's never folding and you're behind. But the reason you don't fold, the reason I don't want you to fold if he bets 15 cents on the turn, is because you can bluff him on the river, right? You're getting 10-1, 10-1. If you can bluff him off his hand like 1 in 3 times on the river, then it's plus EV. So just, you know, I know how it feels. You get here on the turn, you have 10-8, you raise the flop, he bets 15 cents, you're like, I don't think he's ever folding, I can't, but I know he doesn't have anything, and then you fold, right? And you had 11-1, you're like, his strategy beat me. Just don't fold. Raise him on the river, right? It's true, it's true. You have immediate odds to call. But, you know, you could have no immediate odds. You could have, it's hard to give you no immediate odds, but you could have 7 deuce, right? 7 deuce is almost 0 immediate odds, right? You get the idea. But it's not about the immediate odds, it's about your fold equity on the river. So if you had just called the turn and he bets like this, then, you know, you could raise to the pot would be smaller, so it's kind of awkward to figure out because you raise the turn. But you know, you could. I would go a little more than 2x. I'd raise to like $1.35, something like that, because you need just enough to make him fold aces. If you min raise, he might bet call with an ace, like the ace high flush draw. So anyway, you spike on the river. Yeah, that's a good one. If you're getting 1,000,000,000-1, don't forget that, you know, you have fold equity on the river. Don't try to make it happen on the turn when there's a draw on the flop on the turn, because these guys, you know how these guys are. These guys will call with like a gut shot, or they'll call with like there'll be 3 clubs on the board, and they'll call with the 5 of clubs because they think it's the nut flush draw. You know, as long as they have a draw on the flop and turn, a lot of these guys will call. And then on the river, you know, they spike their middle pair and they're like, oh, he's been betting 3 streets, I fold my middle pair. When, of course, now maybe they actually have a hand. So that's inside the mind of the fish. And of course, he folds in the river. So if we had if we had used our plan of calling his with 10-8 offsuit, and then on the river here we raised to $1.80, it would have worked. We would have won.